And hello and welcome to a new KSP video. I think it is I think it's kind of self-explanatory at this point that it will be KSP, given my channel is called Tertsy KSP, but whatever. So today I will with that out of the way, we will be doing a Hermes replica, which was developed by the ESA in the late 1980s to the early 1990s. It was it was basically the ESA's equivalent of a space shuttle, and it was meant to carry 3 astronauts to low Earth orbit, and it was going to be on top of replace the second stage of an Ariane 5, and it would consist of the main Hermes spacecraft and a service module. And yeah, so that's what we're working on today. I did forget to change the flag to the ESA from NASA, because I always have it as NASA, but yeah, so I'm wondering if it is yet. So I did add a heat shield to the back just in case, because that Mark 1 cockpit, it just loves to burn up in the atmosphere. I've actually already recorded another video where I had to use it, and it wasn't shown in the final version because it just keeps blowing up when I re-enter. So yeah, and you may notice that I'm attaching the docking port to the back of the service module, and that's because the Hermes docked the Hermes. Now it sounds like I'm talking about the Martian. It docked with the back of the service module, from what I could tell, and yeah. So I am just putting in a few more, and I'm just putting in that extra fuel tank just to make it look a bit better, because, well, majority of this craft is for aesthetics, and, well, to also be a replica, but yeah. So I'm now doing this part, and as I said, the real Hermes launched on top of the Ariane 5, replacing the second stage, but I did this as a shuttle because it kept tipping over. Like, I made sure all my control surfaces were inactive, but it just always wanted to flip when it was at the top. Like, and I don't even mean like when I turned, I just mean standing still. And the other thing was while I was getting those 2 amazing images, I realized someone else had done the Hermes, but they'd also done it on the on this bit on like the side, but it wasn't an Ariane 5. It was in more like a space shuttle configuration with the engines on the back firing the entire time. But yeah, so I'm just getting everything done here now, and yes, we're about to launch. So it didn't really have like a that crew module behind the back. It didn't really have those big windows. We're launching now, so yeah. It didn't really have those big windows, but that's the only way I could carry 3 people, even though it's just carrying the amazing Jebediah camera. And yeah. And in a few seconds you'll notice my amazingly smooth transition, where I loaded a quick save because I got a bit overconfident with controlling this thing, and then flipped it again, because we still don't, those engines on the main spacecraft aren't gonna fire for a fair while now still, so it is slightly offset. And if you can see, when so instead of just having that normal 2.5 meter to 1, I think it's a 1 meter part. Let me check. I can't check because I accidentally closed KSP, but yeah, it's one of those. But actually, saying I did so yeah, just my separation of those SRBs. The thing I did today, and finally got working after so long, was I got real plume working, so clap. But yeah, so I got real plume working, and I just wanted that because I liked the realism it added. Well, it's called real plume, but I just much preferred how that looked. And the second reason was the latest update absolutely ruined the mainsail engine because, well, its now plume is tiny. I don't know if it's a setting or something, but in stock KSP, that's just what happens, and I don't know how to fix it. And my next video, there may not be real plume. Oh yeah, I also got scatterer working as well. There may or may not be real plume because well, I've already recorded like, I'm counting now, like 3 videos, which is saying for my first video, I missed the playlist. I recorded the entire series in like a day, but I just put my headset against my chair and it's made that awful noise. I don't know if you can hear that, anyways. But well, the recording software I used it looked awful. Just because if you watch that first video, there was a lot of times where it would just go really pixelated. Like, not for very long, but it was more than enough to upset me, so I got rid of that video. And well, I still actually have all of them. You can well, write it down in the comments below if you want me to release those. There's 3 of them, so I wouldn't release them all in a row, but next week's video will either be what I was talking about earlier with how the Mark 1 cockpit burns up in the atmosphere. I'm not going to try and give away too much, and but we have been going with the theme for the past 2 weeks now, well, 2 uploads, because I upload every 2 weeks, so, of doing shuttles. And this is, it's not really a shuttle, but it's a shuttle. So yes, but next week it'll either be saying shuttle related, but it was inspired by something another YouTuber did, the Mainlight Craft, so I don't know whether I should upload it or not, because like it's its own craft and everything, but it's just based off what I saw. Like, what I saw was a recreation of saying, so it's sort of like that, but not that much like that, so I don't know. But anyways, we're doing our docking now, and as earlier I said, we dock from the back, which was a fairly unique thing. And if you see that big we're docking to and wonder why there is a senior docking port there, that is because I made this I made a shuttle, and well, this is just something I dislike doing, having a docking port on the front of space shuttles. I just think it makes it look so unrealistic that I just was like, no. The real space shuttle docked through its like cargo bay, from what I could tell, and that's now just what it does now. So now I just have this universal docking adapter from that any craft junior, normal sized or senior docking ports can dock to. And yeah, so on the shuttle it only has one senior sized docking port on the inside of the cargo bay, because that can also just carry both cargo and transfer crew. But yeah, so we're doing our docking now. Let's see how it goes. Boop. And yeah, we completely failed there, so I did burn towards the target again and do a few little puffs to get our heading in the right direction. And they was just like, let's make this super easy and crank docking acquire force up. So I didn't really have to do that much after that, and we just glided together nicely, and yeah. So if you notice that amazing transition, that's just me after trying to get a thumbnail. I didn't even end up using this thumbnail on the quick save I did earlier, as I tried to get a thumbnail from. The actual thumbnail was there was a that was the one thing I think I did a pretty good job of like blending in, where I just hit escape, function F2, and then tried to get a good screenshot. But yeah, so we're just passing away to the orbit now, and like last week, I am aiming for the runway, and oh yeah, just the orbit. I think I did skip most of it because it took me a because these monopropellant engines, they are quite powerful for a craft of this size. They're not powerful engines, but the reason we're entering in more rise is because, like I said earlier, this thing loves to blow up in the atmosphere. So it's a little difficult to enter facing forwards, which is I'm just firing those engines, and as we get lower, I just detached, and we already slowed down enough that didn't matter, and I did have the heat shield. But as you can see, we are overshooting, but I'll just say now, I tried my best to get to land there. Like, I tried to do this dive bomb maneuver. Did I do it in this version? Did I? Oh no, I think I did do an attempt at it, but just realized like halfway through doing it, I'm not going to be able to do it, so I just had to settle on an ocean landing. And the thing about ocean landings is if what you could just touch down on in a normal craft, you can't do that in on the water, because you're going to come to a halt instantly, and we'll see how that transpires. And this thing got very slow very quickly as well. I didn't particularly like having the heat shield in the back, but it really wasn't it was an option. But after that amazingly graceful landing, that concludes the video. So I hope you enjoyed, and like and subscribe.